heated sidewalks, roads that sing to keep you awake, and trains that apologize if they're 20 seconds late. We look at Japan and see a tech utopia. What we don't see is the crushing economic debt, the infinite maintenance loops, and the human cost required to keep this massive machine running. Today, we're going to look at the other side of the ledger, the one nobody shows you, and calculate what Japan's genius actually costs. Number 12. The vending machine electrical bill. There are around 4.2 million vending machines in Japan. That's one machine per every 29 people in Japan, making it the most dense country in the world when measured per capita. Each machine is powered 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This means keeping the inside of the machine at different temperatures depending on what you want to purchase from it, lighting the outside screen, and running a refrigeration compressor. Today's modern vending machine in Japan uses anywhere from 700 to 1,000 kilowatt hours of electricity per year. Multiplying that number by 4.2 million, and you'll get annual aggregate consumption of energy by Japan's vending machine network of approximately 3 to 4 terawatt hours per year. That's more or less equivalent to total electricity consumption of an average-sized country in Europe. Only the consumption does not come from factories, healthcare facilities, or railways, but rather from machines selling cans of coffee and bowls of hot noodle soup. Following the Tohoku earthquake and subsequent nuclear accident in Fukushima, the vending machine operators found themselves under fire due to their energy use and had to agree on efficiency measures. Consumption decreased. Soon after new machines hit the market, the industry started to grow once again, and so did consumption. Convenience comes with a price. Number 11. The restocking army. It's not just the cost of energy. Each one of these 4.2 million machines must be physically replenished. The logistics system necessary to support the Japanese vending machine industry is itself a shadow labor force, existing almost entirely out of sight. Some 300,000 to 400,000 workers have been estimated to be directly involved in the operation, replenishment, and maintenance of vending machines throughout Japan, driving routes mapped according to sales volume, loading refrigerated trucks in the pre-dawn darkness, repairing machines in distant mountains, and basements of city office buildings with equal frequency. In rural Japan, the route driver assigned to a circuit of vending machines might travel many miles just to load up a machine that sells 20 items a day. Economically, the enterprise is viable precisely because the machine does not need pay, health insurance, or sick leave. But the human network that supports it does, and as the working age population of Japan declines, a trend happening faster than anyone can remember, it's going to have a problem with its vending machines. Number 10. The concrete coastline. The geography of Japan is characterized by its status as an island nation with a mountainous topography that sees numerous earthquakes and typhoons. In addition, this area experiences some of the most extreme episodes of floods at the coast and along rivers. Japan has constructed an impressive amount of concrete seawalls, tetrapod breakwaters, and wave dissipation structures to mitigate risks associated with such a challenging geography. Moreover, thousands of kilometers of inland rivers have been constructed between banks that are covered with concrete slabs. Mountainside areas are equipped with nets and sheaths made from concrete to reduce the risk of landslides. This extensive engineering initiative is called Dokenkoka, which roughly translates as the construction state. As this name suggests, the construction of new facilities became a key element of Japan's post-war economic and political order. The Liberal Democratic Party kept its rural supporters through a series of initiatives aimed at channeling the flow of construction projects to local communities. Concrete was used as both infrastructure and subsidies. The issue with concrete is that it can't last forever. For instance, the service life of a conventional concrete structure installed at the coast is about 50 years, after which it should be either repaired or replaced. Japan experienced its own boom of constructions using concrete in the 1950s and 1960s. Hence, the cost of maintaining the initial constructions appeared in the 2000s. Currently, the cost of the next round of maintenance and repairs is being paid. According to estimates, the cost of repairs will amount to 5 trillion yen annually by the 2030s, up from 3.6 trillion yen today. Number 9. The seawall that didn't work. Taro, a town in Iwate Prefecture, was defended by an expensive wall which took decades to build, costing millions of dollars and many years of work. It was 10 meters tall and was one of the strongest coastal defenses of Japan, built especially in reaction to the massive tsunami of 1933, known as Showa Senriku earthquake. The tsunami struck the city again on March 11, 2011, destroying the defense. It did slow down the tsunami, but couldn't prevent its advance. Taro had 11 victims, and the tsunami along the entire stretch of the coast had close to 20,000 deaths in total, despite the extensive amount of concrete coastal fortifications, which cost trillions of yen in construction and were among the most expensive in the world, being built per kilometer of coastline. Japan faced a genuine policy dilemma of constructing defenses which proved ineffective against the disaster. While some towns chose not to restore their seawalls, using the money to create early warning systems and elevation of evacuation routes, others simply erected stronger defenses. Number 8. The Rural River Problem. The concrete river lining project, which stretches almost all the way down any managed waterway in Japan, fixed an immediate problem but left a long-term issue. Rivers that were lined with concrete are unable to filter and absorb water naturally and lack the biodiversity that could be found in the previous natural landscape, which supported the ecosystem's balance. Fish who once used the riverbank's natural structure for spawning purposes have seen their numbers decrease. Insects whose lives depended on the riverside plants have had their habitats shrink. The reason why Japanese rivers appear well managed and controlled is because they actually are. And not only that, but they always will be. To revert such an area back to its natural landscape would mean that the concrete structures need to be stripped away and allow time to pass before the ecosystem can rebuild itself again, all of which is too costly. Number 7. The precision tax. The timeliness of trains in Japan is accurate up to 1 minute before and after schedule. JR East averages less than 1 minute delays on their Shinkansen network. This is not a natural state. It's a consequence of the extreme level of pressure exerted on thousands of railway employees constantly. In Japan, trains are driven according to strict timetables, where being even seconds late from the designated timetable generates a formal complaint. Being frequently slightly off schedule results in retraining sessions for the driver. Delays in any degree whatsoever, no matter what the reason may be, trigger internal investigations where every action made by the driver is subject to evaluation. The psychological stress generated by this practice is measurable as well. According to research conducted in 2012 by the University of Occupational and Environmental Health in Japan, train drivers reported higher rates of occupational stress compared to other transportation employees due to the extreme pressure of meeting timetables. In Japanese railway industry culture, the name given to stress caused by being behind schedule is jikan puressa, meaning time pressure. Number 6. The 20-second apology. In one instance, a train of Tsukuba Express left Minami Nagarayama Station earlier than planned by a mere 20 seconds. An official apology was promptly set out. It acknowledged the mistake, apologized for the trouble that might have been caused to commuters who had missed the early train, and stated that the situation had been investigated. The story made news all around the world, highlighting the Japanese culture of precision and drawing much appreciation from Western media sources. What was left unsaid about the event was what happened inside the company in connection to this incident. The official report written, the process analyzed and documented. After all, the train had left more than half a minute earlier than it should have. This was a part of a system where every deviation, however small and in whichever direction, requires an official reaction. The trains are extremely punctual because the human cost of imprecision is too great for anyone to tolerate it. Number 5. The maintenance worker crisis. The infrastructure in Japan, the trains, the roads, the tunnels, the bridges, the lined rivers and mountainsides, requires a continuous supply of workers to look after it. These workers are aging without adequate replacement. One of the oldest working age populations of any sector in Japan belongs to construction and civil engineering. The median age is often over 55 years old within certain segments of this sector, as well as the hardest for recruiting young workers. The jobs involve strenuous work, specialized technical skills, and a tradition linked with dying post-war manual labor industries. According to the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism, Japan will need several 100,000 more construction and infrastructure maintenance workers by the early 2030s. The country has been developing robots to do the job, bridge inspection drones, tunnel survey machines, artificial intelligence-based structures diagnostics programs. Some of them are very cool technologies, yet none of them are close to replacing an experienced inspector anytime soon. The infrastructure was built by a generation that is retiring. The next generation is smaller, less motivated, and numerically inadequate. The machine keeps running, at least for now. Number 4, the fiscal architecture. Japan's government debt stands at approximately 260% of GDP, the highest ratio of any developed economy in the world, and one of the highest ever recorded in peacetime history. The United States, frequently cited as a country with a serious debt problem, sits at approximately 120%. Japan is more than twice that. The standard explanation offered by economists is that Japan's debt is primarily held domestically by Japanese institutions and Japanese citizens, making it structurally different from debt owed to foreign creditors and therefore more stable. This is true, and it's allowed Japan to carry its debt load without the sovereign crisis that a similar ratio would likely trigger elsewhere. What it doesn't change is the arithmetic. Japan's interest payments consume a significant portion of the national budget annually. Its social security spending, driven by a population that's both aging rapidly and living longer than any other on Earth, is projected to increase substantially over the next 2 decades. The tax base that funds all of this is shrinking. Japan has approximately 800,000 fewer births per year than deaths. Every year, there are fewer working-age taxpayers supporting more elderly recipients, more aging infrastructure, and more accumulated debt. The Shinkansen runs on time. It runs on time inside an economy that is, by the numbers, financing its precision on a credit card with a balance that will eventually require settlement. Number 3, the depopulation feedback loop. The rural towns that Japan's infrastructure programs were built to serve are disappearing. Japan has over 800 municipalities classified as marginal communities, where more than half the population is over 65, and where natural population decline is projected to result in functional abandonment within decades. These towns have roads, tunnels, bridges, water treatment systems, and public buildings, all of which require maintenance on fixed cycles regardless of how many people use them. A bridge that serves 10,000 daily crossings and a bridge that serves 40 require essentially the same inspection schedule and the same repair budget. As rural populations decline, Japan is maintaining infrastructure for communities that are contracting faster than any planning model anticipated. Some municipalities have begun formally discussing managed contraction, the deliberate decommissioning of infrastructure in areas below a viable population threshold. It's an extraordinarily difficult political conversation in a country where public works spending is deeply embedded in regional identity and political economy. The alternative, maintaining full infrastructure for populations that no longer exist, is a cost trajectory with no terminal point. Number 2, the productivity paradox. Japan has the most punctual trains, the cleanest streets, the most precise manufacturing, and the most obsessively maintained public spaces of any major economy. It also has one of the lowest productivity rates per hour worked among developed economies. The OECD consistently ranks Japan near the bottom of the G7 for labor productivity, output per hour worked. The reasons are structural. A corporate culture that prizes visible effort over measured output, meeting heavy decision-making processes, a chronic reluctance to adopt digital workflows in professional environments, and a seniority system that retains workers based on tenure rather than contribution. The country that engineered friction out of a train journey has not engineered friction out of an office meeting. The gap between Japan's physical infrastructure and its organizational infrastructure is not a small one. The trains are perfect. The systems running inside the buildings the trains deliver people to are, by measurable economic output, significantly less so. Number 1, the bill. Put all of it together and the picture is this. Japan built a society of extraordinary physical precision and optimized it to a standard that no other country has matched. It built this on a foundation of post-war public spending, a construction industry that became structurally embedded in political economy, an aging concrete portfolio that is now entering its most expensive maintenance phase, and a demographic trajectory that guarantees a shrinking workforce and tax base for the foreseeable future. The vending machines are convenient. The trains are punctual. The sidewalks in Aomori are heated so snow doesn't accumulate. All of it's real, all of it works, and all of it costs money that is being borrowed from a future that will have fewer people in it to pay the debt back. Japan built the future. It built it on credit, and the bill is coming due in slow motion, quietly, precisely, and exactly on schedule. Japan built the future on credit, and now the bill is coming due. But financial cost isn't the only issue. Some of these genius ideas are a complete nightmare for the people who actually have to live with them every single day. Here's what they won't show you on Instagram.